Bouncy.
Hey, Dr. Hall. Today we're going to be doing our trunk assessment, combined motions, and functional assessment for trunk. So depending on the patient's condition, how much they can do, we want to assess this either passively or actively. So first I'm going to show them through the passive motions, and then I'm going to have them do it themselves. So one of the first ones for the upper trunk is flexion. So have them flex and then extend. All right, bring it back to neutral. I have them do it himself. Good. All right. And the second one would be lateral side bend. So I can either hold them from the axillaries or to the side. Just keeping that nice neutral pelvis while only moving in the thoracic region. Good. The third one, well, actually I have him do it himself. Okay, good. The third one would be trunk rotation. So imagine like you're reaching behind you for something like a seat belt, or if you're in the bathroom. So I'll have you do that yourself. All right, perfect. And the last one, or the last two, would be the diagonal movements. So I'll have the patient bring his right shoulder forward and then back. Bring it back to neutral, left forward shoulder, or left shoulder forward, right shoulder back. Right? Can you do those for me by yourself? And all the while just watching and assessing how much range of motion he's having in his upper trunk, see for any possible limitations in movement. And so once we get through those 8 planes, we can go to the pelvic for the next 8 planes. So the first one would be, anterior tilt and posterior tilt. Good. Can you do those yourself? Posterior, anterior. Those look good. Okay. The next one would be the lateral movement, so like a hip hike. So while leaving your left leg on the ground, try to hike up your right one. Good. And do the opposite. All right, I'll have you do that yourself. Perfect. Okay. The next one would be rotation. So right and then left. All right, I'll have you do that yourself. Perfect. And then lastly, we'll do what we did for the upper trunk, and we'll do the diagonal motion. So just let me guide you. Right hip forward, left hip back. Oop, let's try that again. Right hip forward, left back. Good. Neutral. Left foot or left hip forward, right hip back. Good. Can you try those on your own? Yep. Try to leave this there. Good. Good. Perfect. All right. So that takes care of the assessment part. Some combined motions we could do is in terms of the pelvic, we can look at scooting and hip hiking, which will help someone scoot forward in a chair, which will help with the translation to sit to stand, or once they sit down, they can scoot back in a chair. So those are combined motions. And for the for a functional assessment, we can look at anterior tilt of the pelvis, which is what we need in the beginning of a sit to stand. So I'll have you do your scooting forward in a chair so that your feet touch the floor. Good. And now you're going to need the anterior tilt while tilting forward and standing.